have a few more minutes before we get started. So if you don't have any props, I'd invite you to go ahead and maybe grab a blanket. We're going to do some stuff on our hands and knees today. And a block or anything that you might have in your house, maybe 2 boxes, anything that might be helpful to elevate the earth towards your hands. So just go ahead and grab those props, maybe turn on some nice music, and once you've got all of that set up, go ahead and find yourself in a comfortable seated position. I'm just going to hang out and see if anybody has any questions for me before we get started. We've got about 2 more minutes. Hi, good morning, Nora. Good morning, Shelly. Since you ladies just joined, I just invited everybody to go ahead and grab a blanket and maybe some blocks or maybe boxes, anything that you might need to help elevate the earth to your hands if you have trouble on your hands and knees. So we've just got about another minute or so before we get started. Okay, I've got 10 o'clock on the dot. So good morning, and happy Saturday. My name is Candace, coming to you from my living room, but I teach at Mind Your Body Oasis, and I will be guiding you through a 60-minute gentle flow this morning. I'd like to remind you, as always, that this is your practice. So if there's something that I'm offering that's not quite resonating with you, feel free to try something different. Otherwise, just go with me on this journey. Before we get started, just want to make a few announcements. If you haven't already, please hop over after class over to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on all of the social media outlets under Mind Your Body Oasis. If you have any feedback for us and you'd like to share, please also share that on Facebook, Yelp, and or Google, and leave us a review. We'd love to hear from you. So go ahead and find yourself in that comfortable seated position on the mat. I like to just rock side to side to settle my sit bones into the mat. I also like to lean forward just a little bit and lift any extra flesh to help me really root those sit bones down into the earth. And just start to notice how you're breathing this morning. Were you rushing to get up to join me with yoga? If so, just allow your mind and body to settle in here and begin to notice how you're breathing. I want you to really root your sit bones down into the earth and begin to just stack your vertebrae one on top of the other, sitting up tall. Just notice how your shoulders are facing. If you're kind of hunched over and drooping, I really want you to just maybe roll those shoulders gently up towards the ears and slowly release them down your back. Nice. So you want one long, nice, strong connection from your root, your mula bandha, all the way up to the crown. Just sitting up tall. If you need a moment to ground, you're welcome to place your palms down on the earth. If you'd like to receive this beautiful energy that's maybe floating around virtually or in your own space, go ahead and release those palms up towards the sky. And I want you to start slowly breathing in and out of your nose. Maybe breathing in 3, 4, or 5 seconds, depending on how long you can breathe in. And whatever that number is, maybe exhaling just a little bit longer. So as you continue to slowly breathe in and out of your nose, I'd like us to focus on our intention for our practice today. Now, during these challenging times, there are 3 zones that you might find yourself falling in right now. The first zone, well, not the first, but one of the zones could be the zone of fear, where you're allowing everything that's happening, everything that you're seeing, everything that you're hearing affect you in a negative way. And that's the way that you're leading your day-to-day thoughts. Another zone could be learning, where you're able to identify that we're all just in this together and we're doing the best that we can to make it through day to day. The zone where we'd ideally like to remain in is called the growth zone. And in this zone, we remain empathetic not only to ourselves, but to each other, as we're looking for ways to adapt to what's become our new normal. So we talked about the energy of either, receiving or grounding yourself. Wherever you are, maybe you just focus on the energy that is emitting amongst us virtually. Imagine yourself back in your yoga class with your yogi friends and all of that beautiful, special energy that we share amongst each other. And as a teacher, I know that I'm personally really missing that energy that I share with my students. So as I sit here with you today, I'm channeling your energy to just allow me to be the best guide that I can be for you today in our practice. So again, focusing on that energetic growth energy and space to share with each other. Let's take a big breath in through the nose. Open your mouth, sigh out all of your air. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathe in. And open your mouth. Nice. Last one. Make it your deepest breath so far. Breathe in. And open your mouth. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Allow the thumbs to rest at the heart. Let's take 1 more breath in, just like we did. Breathe in. And open your mouth. Inhale for 1 Om. Feel free to join in or just listen. Inhale for Om. Nice. Just feel this energy that you're holding in between these palms, pressing to each other. Feel the energy of the heartbeat on the opposite side of the thumbs. Really allow the shoulders to fall away from the ears. And just connect with yourselves, the other beautiful and handsome yogis and yoginis that we're sharing this practice with this morning. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed or flutter them open, whatever feels good for you. Let's begin. Inhale, reach and extend those fingertips out to the side, then lift the chin to look up. Allow the hands to come through to heart center. Let's keep flowing. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale through to heart center. 1 more. Reach and extend. Then hands come through to heart center. This time, let's reach those fingertips out and up. Allow the right palm to press down into the mat. Imagine I'm pulling these left fingertips up towards the sky. Really feel this extension happening. Root your left hip down. Breathe in. As you exhale, lean the body over to the right. Really press your right palm down into the mat. Depending on how your neck is feeling, maybe you're gazing up towards the sky or look down towards the earth. Hold and breathe. Let's begin with a gentle movement. Take a big breath here. As you exhale, just rotate the shoulder forward. Feel the stretch on the back side of the shoulder. Inhale, reach those fingertips back behind you. Maybe take your gaze back. And exhale, reach forward. Let's keep flowing. Inhale to reach. Find the extension. Exhale, forward. One more. Inhale, reach those fingertips behind you. This time, let's reach forward and drop this left palm down to your right knee. Begin to slide your right hand behind your sit bones and really press this right palm into the earth. Notice the lift of the chest, and we're going to come into a gentle twist here. So come only as far as it feels good for you. Really draw your shoulders away from the ears. Shine that beautiful chest forward. Big breath in. Let's exhale, twist from your torso. Let's keep going. Breathe in. Exhale, twist. And you keep doing that same thing for a few more breaths, twisting as much as your torso will allow. And then go ahead and turn that head and gaze behind you, looking back over your right shoulder. Breathe. Take 2 more slow breaths wherever you are. And when you're ready, we're going to release. Let's turn the torso back to center. Reach those fingertips high. And then let's drop the left palm down. Again, really press this left palm into the earth and pulling, pulling, pulling all the way up the right side. Feel the extension. Nice big breath here. Exhale, lean the body over to the left side. You should have a nice juicy stretch from your right pinky all the way down to the top of your right hip. Breathe in and out of the nose. We didn't talk about the Ujjayi breath, but go ahead and activate the Ujjayi breath if you haven't already. You create a gentle constriction in the back of the throat. And it's a very soft whisper. This will really allow you to settle into your space. Let's begin our movements. Big breath here. Exhale, reach the shoulder forward. Inhale, sweep behind you. Exhale, reach forward. Nice. Keep flowing. Inhale, reach behind you. Really open the chest. Exhale, reach forward. This will be our last one. Inhale, reach. And let's reach this right hand to the left knee, sliding the left palm behind you. Really press into the earth, lift the chest, and allow your breath to help you come into your twist. So breathe in to lift and extend. Exhale, twist from the torso. Nice. Do that a few more times until you come to your full expression of your twist. Then go ahead and turn that head behind you, looking behind the left shoulder. Really drop the shoulders if they're scrunched up towards the ears, and breathe. Let's gently release. Coming back to center, place right hand on right knee, left hand on left knee. Palms are up or down depending on how you're feeling. Breathe in. And exhale. One more. Breathe in. And exhale. Oh, that feels so good. Come back to the Ujjayi breath. Let's reach those fingertips out and up. Now twist the torso to the right side and then allow the palms to just graze or drop down on opposite sides of your knees. So just lean forward here. I'm really pressing my left hip down into the mat, and I'm leading with my chest to begin to use my breath To inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, come forward, just leaning over the right knee. Now, you can stay here, or you can reach your arms out, whatever feels best for you. I'm gonna stay here today and lean forward with the chest. So I wanna straighten the spine. So there's just a gentle tuck of the chin to the chest. Really rooting that left hip down, hold and breathe wherever you are. Nice. And then let's gently rise, come to center. Take a moment, and when you're ready, reach out and up. Twist the torso to the left side this time, and then drop the palms down around the knees, choosing if you're coming all the way out or just leading your twist with your chest. Root this right hip bone down wherever you are, and then just lean the chest forward or reach those fingertips out to the side. Take a few breaths here. Nice, strong Ujjayi breath. One more. Beautiful. And let's gently come out. Hands on knees, right hand on right knee, left hand on left knee. Breathe in. And let it go. Nice. Now from here, we're going to come onto all fours. So I'm going to turn to the side so you guys can see me better. So you can either uncross your legs and get to tabletop all fours in whatever way feels good to you, or you can just roll over those knees, uncross your feet, and come into tabletop all fours. So let's start by looking down at our hands. I really want you to spread your finger pads really wide, and you're almost clawing the tips of your fingers onto the earth, and you're lifting this inner palm. So anytime your hands come down onto the earth, I really want you to root the outer edges of your thumbs and the rest of your fingertips down into the mat. Nice. And then go ahead and take your gaze back in between your knees. Your knees should be about 6 inches apart. If you need more stability, you can tuck the toes, or if you're not feeling so wobbly, you can place the tops of your toes on the mat. So let's just come into some gentle movements to warm up the spine. I like to start by rocking the hips gently side to side. You can come forward and back, maybe doing some gentle hip circles. Just remember to slowly continue to breathe in and out of the nose. If you find an area as you're moving around that's a little bit tight and you want to stay there for an extra breath, just go ahead and remember to honor that body. Now let's go ahead and bring that movement to a close. And we're going to drop into our cat's cow breath. So from here, allow your belly to drop. Spread those sit bones. Lift your chin towards the sky. And notice an opening happening across the front of the chest. Now from here, really press those palms into the mat. Tuck your tailbone under. Bring your chin to your chest. And notice the opening happening across the backs of the shoulders. Let's keep flowing. Inhale, belly drop. Spread those sit bones, lift the chin. Exhale, push the mat away, tucking chin to chest, rounding the upper back like an angry cat. Nice. Keep flowing up and down through your cat's cow breath. Breathing in and out of your nose, incorporating any movements that feels good here. Maybe you even close down your eyes and just create whatever authentic movement is calling out to your body here. Just take 3 more full rounds of breath, and we'll bring that movement to a close. Go ahead and find that neutral spine, flat back. And very briefly, I just want you to sit back on your heels if you can, and let's just roll out the wrists. You can do figure fours. You can even squeeze those palms like you're trying to squeeze something together and then act like you're throwing it away. Just taking some gentle movements to warm up the wrist here. And when you're ready, go ahead and find that yogi grip, fingertips suction cupping the earth, and come back to your tabletop all fours. Now from here, go ahead and just slide your right foot back behind you. Now at this point, I really want your head and neck to hang heavy here. So hand your body back like you're coming into a calf stretch. So I want you to hand your body weight back towards this right heel. If your wrists are still bothering you, go ahead and come down on your forearms. But let the body weight hinge back towards the heel to come into a nice, juicy calf stretch here. And breathe in and out. One more. Breathe in and out. Nice. Now your foot right now is towards the back right corner of your mat. Let's slide that foot over to the back left corner of the mat. As you slide your foot over to the left side, you're going to begin to feel an outer hip stretch on the left side. So just bring that foot over as far as it feels good to you. And continue to just let that head and neck hang heavy. Again, you're either down here on your forearms or up here on your wrists. Do what feels best for you today. Now, if this is enough stretch for your outer left hip, stay exactly where you are. Otherwise, gently untuck your toes so that your toenails are on the mat. And you're going to let your right foot slide further back in the left corner. Your chest is going to come down to your thigh, and maybe you bring your forehead down towards the earth. Remember to breathe in and out of the nose. Send that energy of your breath. Imagine it floating over to that left hip that might be a little tight. And just allow it to release. Take 2 more slow inhales and 2 more slow exhales here. Nice. Now, find your yogi grip towards the top of the mat. Go ahead and tuck your toes. You're going to pull with your hands and push with your toes to come back up to tabletop all fours. And just briefly rock the hips side to side. Now from here, I want you to slide your right foot out to the side. And I like to point my toes towards the top of the mat. Now I'm feeling a nice release on my inner thigh. You can still do this on your forearms if your wrists are a little tight. But wherever you are, just let your head hang heavy. Send that breath to that inner thigh, asking it to release. Now you can stay exactly where you are, or to get just a different part of your inner thigh, maybe you hinge your hips back towards your heel. So not only am I feeling a deeper stretch on my inner thigh, I'm feeling a release on the inner arches of my left toes. Take 2 slow breaths here. Nice. If you hinge your hips back towards your heels, just rock the body forward so that your wrists and elbows are stacked. And then I want you to start to walk your hands towards your knees. And you're going to find that you're standing up tall with this right foot extended out to the side. Nice. Still feeling a gentle stretch here, lifting the chest. Let's breathe let's inhale, reach those fingertips up towards the sky. And then drop this right palm down to your right knee and begin to lean the left fingertips over to the side. So we're coming back into a nice, juicy side body stretch. So you can do that same gentle flow that we did before by reaching the fingertips forward and maybe back. Feeling the stretch and the rotation in the torso through your intercostal muscles. Or you can just keep these fingertips reaching over to the side. Do whatever feels good for you here. Take one more inhale and a nice slow exhale. Beautiful. Let's slowly begin to bring those fingertips towards the earth and then walk them back towards the center of the mat. And then let's draw this right foot in, bringing the right knee to the earth, and then gently rock the hips side to side. So what we do on one side, we must do to the other. So we're going to slide this left foot out to the side. Feel the stretch on the inner thigh. Again, either resting up here on your wrists, palms down to the earth, or coming down to your forearms to give those wrists a break. Nice. You're welcome to stay here or hinge those hips back towards your heels, getting into a different portion of your inner thigh and a nice inner arch stretch for the right foot this time. Head and neck is heavy down towards the earth. If you hinge those hips back, let's just bring the body forward. Start to walk the hands towards the knees. Find yourself standing up tall. Left foot is extended out. Inhale, reach those fingertips up. Exhale, drop the left hand down towards the left knee. And then lean the body over to the left side. Nice. Hold and breathe. Again, you're welcome to stay here or do that nice torso rotation that we did using your breath. You might notice a more limited range of motion here because this foot is out to the side. Wherever you are, take one more inhale and one more exhale. Nice. Slowly drop the palms down to the earth, walking them to center, and then drawing that knee back to the earth, coming back to tabletop all fours, rocking hips gently side to side. So from here, we're going to build onto our flow where we will find ourselves standing. So if you want to go ahead and grab your blocks, I'll do this a few times with blocks and without. So you choose what's best for you. So come into your tabletop all fours. Toes are tucked or untucked. You're gazing back towards your knees. And when you're ready, extend your right leg back. Breathe in. Exhale, draw your knee towards your nose, trying to bring your forehead towards the knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, drive your knee forward towards your nose, forehead to the knee. Last one, inhale, extend. This time, drive the knee forward and plant it in between your hands. Now, if you don't have blocks and your foot doesn't make it, just pick the foot up and bring it there. And then I want you to just hinge forward and back a little bit. So drop the hips forward, drop them back. And when you come all the way forward, I want you to look at your knee as it relates to your ankle. If your knee is extending beyond your ankle, just start to inch those right toes forward just a little bit. Nice. And when you're ready, breathe in, lift the chest. You can leave hands at knees or sweep those fingertips high towards the sky. Now I'm just going to rotate here so you can see my shoulders. If your shoulders are up towards your ears when you lift your arms, release those shoulders down the back. Find that space in between the ears and the shoulders. Nice. Breathe here. Continue to lunge forward. Allow this left hip flexor to gently release. Again, hands are reaching. Palms can be down here on your knees. Just feel this stretch. Take one more breath here. And one more exhale, beautiful. Let's slowly release the palms to the earth. Now, if you have your blocks here or any small boxes, whatever you have to elevate the earth towards your hands, I want you to use them here. Slowly begin to drive your right hip back and allow your toes to fold forward or fold up towards your nose. Now, I want you to check in and notice what your shoulders are doing. If your body is really hunched over and you have a hump in your back, I want you to maybe lift your chest and maybe walk those blocks a little bit back closer towards your hips so that you can have a flat back here. Now really draw this right hip socket back. Don't let it come too far forward. Beautiful. Flexing toes towards the nose. You can rock the toes side to side. You should really feel a nice release in these hamstrings. Nice. One more inhale here. And one more exhale. Nice. Slowly start to walk your hands or your blocks forward. Bend back into your knee. Let's sweep arms back up. Then back down to the earth. From here, step back. Step your right foot back. We're coming back to tabletop all fours. Shake out the legs, side to side. Whatever feels good here. You can also go through a round of cat's cow breath. Just be authentic in what's calling out for your body. Nice. Find your stillness when you're ready. And let's do the left leg. So inhale, reach the left leg back. Exhale, drive the knee forward towards your nose. Bring the forehead to the knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, drive the knee forward, forehead to the knee. Last one, extend. Bring that knee forward. Plant your foot in between your hands. Let's do the same thing as we did on the opposite side. Bend and straighten into the front leg a few times. Let this right hip flexor know where we're going. Check in with your knee if it's extending beyond your ankle. Inch those left toes forward. And when you're ready, lift the chest. Maybe start by placing the hands on the knees. Soft shoulders away from the ears. And go ahead and sweep those arms up if that's where you're going. Maybe rotate those pinky fingers in towards each other. And sink down into that knee. Nice. Take a few breaths here. In and out. Nice. One more breath. Slowly release the palms down to the earth. If you have those blocks, same thing. Place hands on blocks or the boxes. Begin to drive the hip back towards the knee. Let the left toes reach towards your nose. Let's flatten that back. No hump back here. Drive the chest forward. Releasing this left hamstring. You can rock the heels side to side. Nice. Just a few more breaths. And when you're ready, let's come back forward. Sinking back into that knee. Sweep arms up. Then down to the earth. Stepping back to tabletop all fours. Rocking hips side to side. Going through a round of cat's cow breath. Whatever you need to release. Nice. So from here, let's practice our first downward dog. So I'm going to turn back to this direction so that you can see me. So in your downward dog, I want you to just walk your hands. So normally I would would say have your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Just bring those hands just about a hand's width forward towards the top of the mat. Again, come back to those yogi fingers to really suction cup the earth. I want you to tuck your toes. And from here, you're going to press into your hands and your toes and lift those knees off of the earth. And then shoot those hips up towards the sky, coming into your first downward dog. Now go ahead and walk out your dog, bending one knee and the other. Really press into the palms, pressing the chest back towards the tops of the thighs. You might notice that your lower belly is even resting on the thighs. Nice. Now find your stillness in your downward dog. Hold here for one inhale. Hold for your exhale. Nice. Now just take your gaze up towards the top of the mat and bring your knees back down to the earth. And you can shake it out, rock side to side. Maybe lift one hand, lift the other if that was intense on your shoulders. And so for any of you that are just like, you know what, downward dog is not my jam. Anytime that we go to downward dog, just come to tabletop all fours. That's totally fine. I want you to make sure that you're honoring your body. Okay, so let's keep flowing. So from your tabletop all fours, I'm going without blocks this time. If you want to use your blocks, go ahead and do so. But we're going to get into our slow, gentle flow, vinyasa flow here. So from your tabletop all fours, let's go through one cleansing breath first. Big breath in. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue. Just let all that junk go. Nice. Now come back to your Ujjayi breath, in and out of your nose. And on your next inhale, extend your right leg back. Drive your knee forward towards your nose, round the upper back. Inhale to extend. Exhale, drive the knee forward. You've got one more. Extend. Knee forward towards the nose. Bring your foot in between your hands. Inch those toes towards the top. Sink those hips down. Lift the chest. Come into your low lunge. I'm going to stay here with my hands on top of the knees. Remember to relax the shoulders. You have several options here. You can keep hands at knees. You can reach fingertips towards the sky. You can also come into cactus arms and really shine the chest up towards the sky if you're ready for a little back bend. Choose what's good for your shoulders, your back here. Nice. And just check in. Really draw your navel to your spine. Let's activate the core here. Beautiful. Take one more inhale and a slow exhale. Breathe in wherever you are. Exhale, draw your palms down to the earth. Straighten your front knee. Begin to flex the toes towards your nose. Drive this right hip back. Chest forward. You want a nice flat back here. Feel the release on the hamstring. Nice. Last breath here. Slowly begin to bend back into your knee. Sweep arms up. Back to your lunge. Choose your variation. Hands at knees. Sweeping up. Cactus arms. Whatever feels good. Slowly draw your palms down to the earth. Step back into tabletop all fours. Really root those palms down. Tuck your toes. Float hips high. Downward facing dog. Gaze back in between your knees. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Suction cup the earth. Really power through your fingertips and your palm to press the chest back towards the thighs. Nice. One more breath here. Take your gaze towards the top of the mat as you shift the body forward. Drop the knees to the earth. Come back to tabletop all fours. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth. One more. Breathe in. open your mouth. Beautiful. Back to your Ujjayi breath, in and out of the nose, and let's keep flowing. Inhale, extend left leg back. Exhale, drive the knee forward. Inhale to extend. Exhale, drive the knee forward. Inhale to extend. Drive the knee forward. Stamp your foot. Inch the toes towards the top. And rise wherever you're going. I'm staying with hands on knees, sinking down into this hip. Soften the shoulders. Come into your variation, whether you did fingertips reaching, goddess arms. Nice. Noticing with these repetitive movements how each time you might find more and more of a release. Beautiful. One more inhale. Slow exhale. Breathe in. Draw the palms down to the earth. Straighten your front leg. Drive the left hip back. Toes are flexed towards your nose. Come into your flat back. So walk those hands back as close to your hips as you need to flatten out the back instead of rounding the shoulders forward, trying to reach deeper. Lead with the chest. Nice. One more inhale. Nice, slow exhale. Begin to walk the fingertips forward, bend into the knees, sweep arms back up. Then down to the earth, stepping back to tabletop all fours. Find those rooted palms and fingers. Tuck your toes. Stay here in tabletop all fours. Now, one thing I didn't mention, if you're staying here in tabletop all fours, really draw your navel to your spine to activate the core. Or let's come back to downward dog. You can walk the dog. You can shake the head yes and no. Do whatever feels good here. But really press your chest back towards the thighs. Nice. Listen for the change. If you're in downward dog, I want you to just go ahead and stand at the top of the mat. I'm sorry, if you're in tabletop all fours, go ahead and stand and come to the top of the mat. If you're in downward dog, take your gaze forward towards your thumbs, and let's slowly walk our feet to the top. So everybody should find themselves in a nice forward fold. Now in my forward fold, I really like to bend my knees so that my belly is resting on the thigh. And just shift the body weight forward and back. Really let your head and neck hang heavy. And as you shift the body weight forward, really root your big toe down into the mat. And you're going to notice that your sit bones are going to rise a little bit higher. And that head is hanging. And you can just let the fingertips drape. You can also rock side to side. Just do whatever feels good to you. Some people like to grab their opposite elbows. But tuck the chin to the chest. And just allow your body to feel and release as you're slowly breathing in and out. If you grabbed your opposite elbows, maybe you interchange. Nice. Now, wherever you are, just let those fingertips dangle down towards your toes. Your head and neck is heavy. Now, keep making sure that your big toes are planted down into the earth. Body weight is shifted forward. Let's begin to inch the fingertips over to the right. So you should feel a stretch on the left leg, maybe the left hip. I'm feeling it in my left IT band. Continue to let your head and neck really hang heavy here. I'm just gazing up as if I'm watching you guys. But let that head hang. And then let's release it to center and then inch those fingertips over to the left side. hips to center. And really root those corners of your feet into the mat. And I want you to keep your chin tucked to your chest. And we're going to roll up as slow as you can. So really press into the legs. And slowly rise. Leaving the chin at the chest until you can't rise any further. Allowing the shoulders to drop. And eventually lifting the chin parallel to the earth. And then go ahead and just turn those palms towards the front. And maybe sway side to side a few times. Maybe forward and back. Maybe taking a few cleansing breaths here. One more. Nice. Let's inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades up towards the ears, and then gently release them down the back. So we're standing in mountain pose, Tadasana. You are strong, handsome, beautiful mountains. Nothing can move you. Not even this pandemic. Nothing can shift your positive energy and vibes that you create every day to share with yourself and others to make it through. Let's take one more cleansing breath. Breathe in and open your mouth. Beautiful. Let's flow. Inhale, bend your knees, sweep your fingertips out to the side, then up towards the sky. As you exhale, hinge forward at your hips, swan dive all the way down to the earth. Slowly lift halfway up, maybe placing hands on shins. Finding that nice flat back, gentle tuck of the chin to the chest. One straight line from the crown of your head to those sit bones. Nice. Breathe in. Release to a deep forward fold, belly to thighs, bend the knees. Halfway lift, flat back. Release to a forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Bend your knees as much as you need to release your palms to the earth. Shoot your right foot back and lower your knee. Again, making sure knee is not extending beyond the ankle. You know where we're going. We're back to our lunge. Sweep arms up or choose your hand variation, whatever feels good for you here. If you'd like a deeper back bend, you can release those fingertips behind you, coming into Kali Mudra grip. You're interlacing all of the fingers and pressing your thumbs and pointer fingers together, and you're drawing those fingertips down your back leg. Lift your chin, lift your chest, and breathe. Wherever you are, take one more inhale. As you exhale, bring your palms down to the earth. Straighten the front leg, flexing toes towards the nose. Same thing that we did before. Driving the chest forward, coming into your flat back. Nice. When you're ready, bend into your knees, sweep arms back up. Then down to the earth. I want you to tuck your right toe, and you're going to step forward back to the top of the mat. Hang here in a forward fold. Choose whatever variation feels good to you. Rocking side to side, fingertips dangling, head and neck is heavy wherever you are. Find your stillness. Come to your halfway lift, flat back. Release to your forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Release to your forward fold. One more. Halfway lift. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Plant the palms. This time, step the left foot back. Lower your knee, make those adjustments, and then come into your lunge. Nice. Choose a variation. If you're coming back to Kali Mudra grip, release those fingertips behind you. Draw them down the back leg, lift the chin, lift the chest. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, allow the palms to come to the earth. Straighten the legs, flex the toes towards the nose. Driving the chest forward, allowing the hamstrings to release. When you're ready, bend your knees. Come back to your lunge, sweep arms up. As you exhale, draw the palms down to the mat. Step back into tabletop all fours. So you're staying in tabletop all fours if this is enough for you. Otherwise, you're spreading those yogi hands, tucking your toes, floating hips high, coming back to downward dog. Take 2 slow breaths in and out of the nose in your downward dog. If you're in tabletop all fours, go ahead and find yourself in a forward fold at the top of the mat. If you're in downward dog, begin to bend your knees a little bit more. Take your gaze forward and walk to the top of your mat. Let's hang here in a forward fold. Head and neck is heavy. This time maybe you grab the backs of your legs and bring your forehead closer to your shins, your knees. You can still bend your knees a lot if you need to here. Don't forget to root those big toes down. Let the body weight shift forward. I promise you're not gonna fall. Let the head release. And then release those fingertips down towards the mat. Now from here, I just want you to walk your feet about mat width distance wide. So we're coming into a wide leg forward fold. Just notice any differences here in this forward fold. Continue to let your head and neck really hang heavy here. You can place your palms directly underneath your face. You can also turn your fingertips towards the back of your mat and slowly start to walk those fingertips towards the back. Still shifting the body weight forward. Rooting those big toes down. So many variations here. Do whatever feels good. Nice. Gently release those palms down towards the mat and just let your head and neck hang heavy. Fingertips are dangling. Now your feet should still be wide. Let's slowly heel toe them in so they're about hip width distance apart. So you're back to your regular forward fold here. I want you to start to bend into your knees as you sweep those fingertips out to the side and then up towards the sky. Really press those feet into the mat as you rise. Bring your hands towards the sky and then bring them through to heart center. Nice. Take a moment here, settle in, maybe take a few cleansing breaths. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. One more just for good measure. We'll do one more flow. When you're ready, root to rise, bend knees out, bend your knees, sweep those fingertips out and up. Swan dive all the way down to the earth. Come to your halfway lift, flat back. Bend your knees, release your hands, shoot your right foot back. Lower your knee, sweep arms up. Nice. Breathe in. Exhale, draw the palms down to the mat, straighten the front leg, flex the toes towards the nose. Nice flat back here. Bend back into the knee, sweep arms back up. Down to the earth. Let's come back to tabletop all fours. Stay here or tuck the toes, float hips high, downward facing dog. One more inhale and exhale. Coming to the top of the mat, bend your knees, take your gaze forward, step to the top. Come to your halfway lift. Release to your fold. Bend those knees, arms out to the side, then up to rise. Let's keep flowing, doing the other side. Swan dive down to the earth. Halfway lift, flat back. Bend your knees to release your palms. This time, step your left foot back. Lower that knee. Sweep arms up. Beautiful. Breathe in. Release the palms down to the earth. Straighten the leg. Flex the toes towards the nose. Nice flat back here. Tongue tied. Bend into your knees. Sweep arms back up. Release them down to the earth. Come to tabletop all fours. Staying here or tuck the toes. Floating hips high. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Now if you're in tabletop all fours, stay where you are. Downward dog, shift forward, let the knees come to the earth. And then I want everybody to untuck your toes, bring your big toes together, and start to inch your knees wide. And then sit those hips back down on your heels. And start to walk your hands forward, coming into child's pose. In your child's pose, really allow your forehead to rest on the mat or the earth. And maybe you just gently rock the head side to side a few times, giving that space in between your eyebrows, your seat of intuition, a gentle massage. And just settle into your child's pose and find your stillness, allowing the breath to soften, the heart rate to come back down. If this is too much on your shoulders to reach your fingertips towards the top, you can reach those arms back towards your heels. Just honor the body here. You've done all the beautiful hard work this morning. So make sure that you're honoring what's calling out to you. If you reach those fingertips back towards your hips, just bring them towards the top of the mat. And I want you to just slowly pull yourself up into tabletop all fours. And you're just going to drop your hips to one side so that you're sitting down on the mat. And just make sure that those sit bones are in the middle of your mat. You've got some space to lie down. We're getting ready to close the practice. So if you'd like, you can grab your blanket and maybe lay it on top of you. But let's just briefly reach our toes towards our nose as we sit up tall. Remove that bottom flesh. And then just lift your arms shoulder width height, fingertips reaching towards your toes. And then gently tuck your chin to your chest and slowly roll down on the back. Rolling as slow or as fast as it feels good to you. And just allow the shoulders to just fall back and plant onto the earth. And I gently want you to bend your knees and try to bring the outer edges of your heels or the edges of your feet on the edge of the mat. So I want your knees open really wide away from each other. And just gently, with the shoulders planted on the mat, just allow the knees to fall over to the left side. You'll notice a gentle stretch on your right hip flexor, maybe going into your right hip, depending on how tight you are. Slowly bring your knees to center and then allow them to fall over to the right side. Now releasing this left hip flexor. And then slowly bring the knees back to center. And then just walk those feet away from you until they're extended long on the mat. And allow your toes to point out, your heels are in. And maybe take a big breath in. Open your mouth, push out all of your air. One more, breathe in. And exhale. Come into your final resting pose. Allowing your body to honor itself for the practice that you've taken it through. Maybe gently wiggle fingers and toes. Bring some gentle movements back into the body, maybe rocking head side to side. Slowly making your way up to a comfortable seated position, just as we started. Sitting up tall. Maybe removing that bottom flesh so that you can root those sit bones. Stacking the vertebrae from the mula bandha, the root, all the way to the crown. Let's gently bring the hands to heart center and breathe in. And open your mouth. Inhale for one Om. Feel free to join in or just listen. Take a gentle bow, bringing thumbs to your third eye chakra, the space in between your eyebrows, that seat of intuition. Bow to yourselves, you beautiful and handsome yogis and yoginis. Bow into this wonderful opportunity to share with each other. The divine light in me honors and acknowledges the beautiful and divine light in each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. Again, my name is Candace, and I look forward to seeing you on Virtual Land again next Saturday at 10 a.m. Bye-bye.